All right, students, Ms. Slyman back again. So our first example here is just to determine the lowest common multiple. And again, if these were in denominators, I would be thinking of the least common denominator. So remember, my multiples are increasing in order. So the multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Multiples of 5, 5, 10, 15. One way I can think about this is with my factor tree. 3 and 1, because it's prime. 5 and 1, well, they share a 1. So when I'm creating the common multiple, I'll have 1 times. So I'll have everything they share, and that will appear as many times as it's shared. And then I have to have the items that are not shared. So then I have a 3, and I have a 5. So those also go in to form my least common multiple, 3 times 5, and that's 15. Let's try it again with 2 and 8. 2 is prime, so 2 times 1. 8 is 4 times 2, and I don't need to keep going because I've already see that I have my common number is 2, so I'll have a single 2. Oops. And I don't really need the 1. 1 doesn't change anything. And then I've got the one that's not shared, which is the 4, so that's 8. And thinking about this logically, I can multiply 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and then 6, and then 8. And 8 is the first multiple of 8, so 8 is the common multiple. 5 and x, that's 5 times 1. That's x times 1. So 1 is shared. Again, I don't really need the 1. 5 is not shared. X is not shared. 5x. So I can have variables as part of my common multiple. So here my common multiple is 5x. 6 is 3 times 2. Negative 3x is 3 and x and negative 1. Now, the negative doesn't matter so much because in a fraction, that negative can be in the numerator or the denominator. So when I'm thinking about least common multiples, I sort of ignore any negatives. So ignore. Now for my least common multiple, I see that we share a 3 and a 3. So that's going to come down. Not shared is a 2, not shared is an x. So the least common multiple for these two is 6x. So I would multiply 6 by x. I would multiply by negative 3x by 2. That would give me negative 6x. But again, the negative doesn't matter so much because negative signs can always be in the numerator or the denominator. So when I'm thinking about if I had a negative in the denominator, I would move it up to the numerator. So I'm going to make a separate video in example 2, and I'll see you there.